one thing we usually get it wrong is we focus on doing things for lack of a better term, and losing the put. Right.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, viewers from wherever you're watching us from. It's your host here at Wima Sports, and we are at Osoita Lodge, indeed, where guests become family. Speaking of Osoita Lodge, I hope you guys have been seeing the giveaways that are going through in our social media sites as well in their social media sites. And last Sunday, we just had a great giveaway where a couple of guys, around 6 people, were able to come and enjoy the Arsenal and which game was this? Arsenal was playing versus who? Brighton. And City versus Everton, and it was great times here, and they had great mocktails, cocktails, and more. In fact, there is a happy hour that's always there here at Osoita Lodge, where you buy 2 drinks and you get 1 free. That is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Not to say much more, but today we have a great guest with us, and he's a great guy. He's played basketball, he's in sports. He's a sports enthusiast, and he's in rally, he's in rugby. I don't know whether he's in athletics, but he let us know. Karibu sana, Koech.
Thank you very much, Jameen.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so viewers, just to let you know a little bit about our guest, he's not just in sports, but he has a great successful career in marketing, and he's done great things in marketing in this country. Worked with different huge big companies, Cabras, taken them to the next level, and he's done many things as well. Due to his work and what he does, companies are poaching him, so we are soon poaching him as well. I don't know if we'll be able to afford him, but
hopefully my boss doesn't get to say maybe.
Oh my, did I fry you? I hope not. It was on a light note. Yeah. Yeah, so karibu sana, Koech.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. I know we've tried to do this for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
Things are just going haywire, but
yep.
We are here.
We are here at the perfect time to champion sports development in regards to sports marketing, viewers. And this is an area that has been lacking in our country, in our sports leagues, in our sports clubs and teams. And today, Koech has just come to throw in some nuggets in there, insights that he has been able to amass during his how many years have you been in marketing right now?
Sales and marketing, 15 years.
15 years.
Marketing, 8 years.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your background in sports and marketing and how you developed your expertise in this field?
Wow. Yeah. We have the time.
Yeah, I can imagine 15 years.
No. So, how did my career start and how did I end up in sports?
Yes.
Started playing basketball in the league straight out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Into college, into campus, I was still playing basketball. Mm-hmm. The beauty is I left high school and went into a basketball club, as it may. Then sports grew into me, and the one thing that actually makes me always go back to sports is the fact that the discipline that you get. If you're going to partner with a sports club, you're going to get a group of people who are disciplined. If you tell them that these are brand guidelines, they will not go against this. Yeah. So that's one thing that lacks when you're looking for other partners. So did my undergrad in marketing, graduated, started working before graduating as a salesperson. Sold paint, sold cars, sold Zuku.
Yeah.
So many people.
Yeah.
And I think this is where I got the concept of sports marketing, because at the time Zuku was doing ZUBL.
Yeah.
I think they were in partnership with the various campuses within the country, and it was really hot. I think it was the hottest basketball tournament at the time.
Yeah.
USIU was big. Catholic University was big. Strathmore University was big. Koech was huge. It was just a vibe. And at the time, I was still in the sales department. So when Cabras came poaching, it is an idea that I already had. And remember, they poached me from a sales department to heading their marketing department. So I already went in there with ideas and all this enthusiasm for sports marketing. Fortunately, when I got there, my MD is a sports person. He's a rally driver. She's a young guy. He loves sports. He's very competitive. It's like many of us was just aligning. Right? So got in there, rugby was there, rally was there. Rally was huge for Kabah Sugar. Rugby wasn't, it was still just coming up. Soccer was there. I till today I tell people I sponsored soccer at Kabah Sugar, and people go like, how? Because I think maybe they didn't see it, we didn't amplify it. We should have. But I think also because of how the sports space in Kenya is built, rugby was actually growing. He was the in thing at the time. So I focused on rugby, and everyone knows about Kabras Rugby Sugar. Kabras Sugar Rugby Football Club. Yes.
And you guys are dominating, man.
I give the props to the MD, Tejrai. She was really passionate about that sports club. It's actually not a club. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle. The vision he had, the patience he took, and portrayed in building that brand. Today, it's one of the biggest brand assets. Then dominating, they're getting teams and whooping them 50-0, 78-3. And it let's say it's blood, sweat, and tears. The way we see it in the sports.
A
lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
I think there is a game we are hosting Zimbabwe in Nakuru. This weekend. But Zim beat us in was it under 23? The one was that was in Nyayo.
Yes. The Bathurst is called Bathurst Cup.
Bathurst Cup.
Yes. That was the under 23. I'm not too sure about our age grade sports in Kenya. Not to take anything away from it. Yes, they are very good. I don't think we've gotten to our greatest potential in terms of age grade. So when it comes to Simbas, I have their back. I mean, those guys are going to I hope you're coming. I'm going. I'm definitely.
Viewers, see you there. We'll be there. It's happening at what's the name of this?
It'll be athletics.
Yes, in Nakuru.
Nakuru Athletics.
Yes. So how do you see sports marketing evolving in the next 5 to 10 years? And what do you think will be the biggest challenges or opportunities for teams?
Next 5 years, I see us growing exponentially. And I think this is something I'd want to tell the government. You have an opportunity to employ all these young people. You keep saying, we have underemployment, or we're trying to employ people. Forget about taking people to the offices. Get these young people, understand what sports passions they have, support these clubs, support these teams, and boom, that's employment. Boom, you're keeping them busy. They're out in the streets causing all this chaos, man, and whatnot. I think in the next 5 years, sports should be big. Look at what companies are putting into, teams are putting into, sports disciplines, tournament, and
apps are just putting billions.
So I think with the right direction and government support, because we can never run away from them.
Government. That's true.
We should be able to grow. We should be able to grow as a sports industry.
So in your experience, what are some of the most effective strategies for building a strong brand and fan base for a sports team or league. More so, there's a lot when building a team. You need the arm of fan base, you need the arm of the brand itself to attract corporates. What are some of these things?
So one thing we usually get it wrong is we focus on doing things for lack of a better term, and losing the put. Right? If we could try and do this professionally, and when I say professionally, is draw up a charter. This is our club. This is what we are about. Mission, and dream all these things. Draw them up. Make a business plan for your team. What are your ethos? Then monetize this. Look at your club, right? Look at the personnel you have. Look at the whole setup, right? So how do you make that attractive to a brand? Like, how do you package yourselves? How do you package your club and your team to let's say walk into Safaricom and give them a proposal like this and say, I want 10 million Kenya shillings a month, right? And that translates to about 120 million a year. It's possible. That's small money to a lot of these corporates. So I think the first thing is, how do you package yourself? Number 2, be patient. Number 3, do it the right way. If it's going to take years, do the time. Nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. Right? Take the time. Build slowly. Once you get to, a place where you're comfortable, like, you have a proper fan base. How do you make a fan base? If your club is, let's say, what we call them, a community club, ensure that these people are coming to your games. Ensure you're amplifying. Okay, first of all, have a digital
presence.
Yes, have a digital media guy who can do, who can perfect your presence. It doesn't have to be somebody outside your club. It can be a player, right? Who's in college, who's just cleared school. These people are using digital. I don't know, right? So I think use the personnel that you have, the resources that you have. Make sure you're visible on digital media, because that's the first place. Today, even our parents are on Facebook. Our grandparents are on Facebook. These young people are on TikTok. Take snippets of your game. Take snippets of your training sessions. Share it with the community. Open a WhatsApp group. Invite some people. Create a fan base. Then once it grows, leave it now to be run by the fans themselves. Once you establish all this, then it becomes easier for you to put together a package to send to, or rather to present to moving products, present to Kambash Sugar.
Okay, that's great. When you're explaining all that, all I'm seeing in my head, I was thinking of some teams in Kenya that I think have done that. I see Kabras, I see KCB, Equity, Ulinzi as well.
There's quite a lot.
Quite a lot. So how can sports teams and leagues use social media and other digital platforms, as you've mentioned, to connect with fans and build their brand? You said about the snippets. What else? In what ways can this be?
So ideally, in terms of the league, all sports disciplines have what we call this fixtures, right? Once you have these fixtures, you can create your social media plan according to these fixtures. Right? So build a plan. Ensure that on this date when you're having Ulinzi is playing Equity, have a post up. That amplifies your game. Talks about if you have a sponsor. Always remember to amplify your sponsor. So engage your fans by this. Always communicate to them when you're having a game, when you're doing your training sessions, how they can join the team. And a lot of people don't know
how to
join the team, and probably they want.
And numbers desire to join.
Yes. Make your players humans. Right? This is something that a lot of people don't. Humanize your players. See, at the end of the day, if I come to watch a game and I'm seeing Lindsay Equity, and I'm seeing James cooking Ulinzi, I'm seeing Willie cooking Equity. I aspire as a fan. I'm like, I'd want to be like that, right? And what happens with stardom and fans, you get to shine. But if you humanize these people, it becomes easier for them to be like, first of all, they aspire. I want to be like James of Equity Bank. I want to be like Willie of
Ulinzi.
Start. So already you're amplifying your brand or your sponsor, somebody's mind, because they're thinking James Equity Bank. And you're humanizing your players. So when you're doing your plans, when you're doing your content creation, have your James Wangi, your William, your Motoro, and Ulinzi does this very well. I remember the last video I saw when Eric Motoro was dancing from, I think, That's true. I mean, you get to connect with the brand. You get to connect with these players who are stars. They might not be stars to you and I. Play with them. Right, viewers. It's a basketball. So, we for us, they're just, he's my opponent. I play with him. I've played with him for 15 years, for 20 years. To a small kid out there, or to a corporate brand out there, this is a star. This is a celeb. They might not be celebrities to the levels of Chobi Kane or whatever. But they're celebs in their own right. So the more you humanize them and put them on social media, you're actually using what we call this thing, the low-hanging fruits, resources to talk to the mass and the family.
So in your opinion, what are some of the key metrics that sports teams and leagues should be measuring in order to evaluate effectiveness of their marketing and branding efforts?
Okay, so I'll answer this in two parts. One part is when a team doesn't have a corporate sponsor, or it's not owned by a corporate entity. So you have we call them self-sponsored clubs. First of all, realize you're a brand, right? So once you're a brand, lay down all the matrices you want to be top of mind. Awareness, top of your toma should be up there. So, if you go around the league, everyone should be screaming, Thunder, Nairobi City. You get Blazers. I want to be like Blazers. I want to play like Blazers. So that's top of mind awareness. I'd say visibility. What kit? Your kit. How does it present to the fan base? How does it present to if media is there? So that's visibility. In terms of what else? Goodness, feels like I'm in a class. Also, your relatability with the fans. I think that needs to be on a higher. I always long for a day where, if it's soccer, let's use an example like soccer, because soccer is huge in Kenya, right? After the game, do players go and say hi to the fans, and they go and bow and tell the fans and go clap as a symbol of gesture to the fans that came to the stadium. In rugby, do the fans sign autographs, right? And these are things that used to happen back in the day. Right? That's how huge sports was. Because back in the day, it was a requirement for most of these parastatals to have clubs. Today, it's not a requirement. However, you get a tax relief if you sponsor a team. if you sponsor a club, or if you own a club, or if you own a team that plays in the various leagues in the country. So I think we need to, because the fun is, you see here in marketing we say the customer is king. In sports, who's the customer?
Fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
The ones who come and pay entrance. They were the ones who were going to buy your tickets.
Merchandise.
Going to buy your merchandise.
Yeah.
The ones who are going to, ideally, if it's a sports self-sponsored club, they're the ones who are going to give you something to do your
Sustain yourself. Yeah.
Of the season.
Sure.
So if customer is king, then treat them like king.
Yeah. If customer is king, indeed, treat them as king. From the one and only Joseph Koech right here. There's this important aspect that is usually missing as well. But a little bit of it is seen in some of the top athletes like Eliud, and how important is data and analytics in sports marketing. And as a player, you can even digress out of sports marketing, but and how can teams and leagues use this information to improve their branding and fan engagement?
Data and analytics. 2020. You can't today you can't run a business without data, information, or analytics. You will go and sit in a boardroom with the board members, or with the chairman, or with the directors, or even with the CEO, or even with the marketing manager. Let's even bring it down.
Yeah.
Even the marketing manager, or the head of marketing, or brand manager.
Yeah.
You have to have information, and this information has to be quantified. If it's not quantified, then I can't calculate an ROI. Today, all companies will ask their marketing needs or their marketing departments. So these activities that you want to run, or these plans that you have, what's the ROI? Right? You cannot calculate ROI if you don't have data. Right?
Yeah.
Analytics. This data, I have to analyze it. Does it make sense? Does it make sense to me? Does it make sense to the brand? Does it make sense to even the sports team?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I need to know. Everyone keeps saying Joe Koech misses his free throws. Yeah. Do you have data on that?
You have data.
Do you have data that Joe Koech misses his free throws? Right? So data informs a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. It makes it easier for you to make an informed decision, for you to make, and especially when you're talking about millions or millions, right? An investor is not going to let you use his 100 million bob
without data.
without data. No, it's not possible. Yeah. So it's very important for teams to have data, analyze the data, and see how best to present this data to a brand, present this data to a potential sponsor. Yes.
So just still on data, there's I was really shocked. There's a team I won't mention because
yes.
There's a team I won't mention because you may know, but it's they play volleyball. It's a big team, and yes. Like they don't collect statistics. I was wondering.
Again,
Kienyeji.
If you look at volleyball, and I'm not to take anything away from volleyball. I actually played a big kind of gym. Yeah. I played some volleyball in high school. So if you look at the personnel and the people within volleyball, I don't think you can get any data. Volleyball guys and Africa. Yeah, but if you look at the personnel of people who are running volleyball, even basketball, do we have data in basketball?
Not so many.
Exactly.
Not yeah.
It's something that is still new.
Yeah.
It's not new in the corporate business. It's in the corporate business. It's amplified. You can't do anything without data. But in the sports world, we are still lagging behind.
No.
Hopefully, we'll do better. I mean, a step at a time.
A step at a time. Yeah, because it limits players a lot in terms of being able to be recruited out there and all this. There's elite leagues like the BAL for basketball. A team can't recruit a player without data, like statistics. What's your numbers?
Yes. Also, what do I need to go and work on?
Exactly. How do I get better?
So how do I get I need to know when I'm shooting on the right side of the court. Does that how many do I make? Out of 10, how many do I make? So I make probably 30%. 3 out of 10, that's 30%.
Yeah.
But on the left side, I shoot probably 70%. You get?
Yeah.
So ideally, I know I need to work on my right side shooting.
Yeah.
On the free throw line, how many shots do I take? I'll probably go to the line 20 times in a game. Of the 20, I'll probably make right. That's a pathetic number.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the truth.
Yeah.
But you know, at least I know if I had time, I'd work on my free throws.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's what data presents to any team or any club.
Yeah. You've been in the sports market. You've been in marketing for about, I think, 15 years, and there have been ups and downs. Can you share any examples of successful sports marketing campaigns that you've worked on and what made them successful?
Wow. that actually brought a smile to my face.
Yeah.
Obviously, it has to be Cabra Sugar. I remember coming into Cabra Sugar, the Toma percentage was very low. I think was either 13 or 23%. And sports being huge at the time. And luckily, my boss loving sports and being a sports guy, it was very easy for us to curate a lot of our strategy around sports. So we used sports to grow our awareness level, brand awareness, brand equity. So we had a campaign where we said we already sponsoring rugby. It wasn't huge at the time. We already sponsoring rally, which was very big, and we were sponsoring soccer.
Yeah.
So my idea was, can we tap into these other sports disciplines that have huge followings that we are not present academically? So went to my drawing board, looked at athletics. It's huge in Kenya, and which goes to answer the question: have I been in athletics? Yes.
Yes.
I sponsored a couple of marathons in Mountain. That's central. I think sponsored one in Eldoret. Sponsored one in Kakamega. That's athletics. We then went into basketball. Sponsored the national team to South Africa for a friendly.
For a friendly.
There you go.
Yeah.
For a friendly, not a tournament, not a match.
A friendly.
A friendly tournament. And I think that was one of the greatest campaigns that I did, because I got to introduce my brand to other sports disciplines and to another tier.
Yeah.
Right? From the numbers, Mountain, Nairobi, sugar is consumed the most in Northeastern. By Nairobi, then Mountain, which is central. So I couldn't go to Northeastern.
Nasema Western na tumkunywe sukari.
Western ndio unatoa kwa sauce. Tunamnunua kwa shamba.
Kwa shamba.
So me going down to Mountain and actually tapping into the potential in terms of sales operated that was there was great for me. And it panned out well.
Awesome. So the brand is there, you're growing the brand. This is on a team level. And what are some of the ways of, creating strategic collaborations and partnerships with other brands and organizations in order to increase visibility or reach a wider audience?
Number one, you need to have a lot of what's the word?
Goodwill.
You need a lot of goodwill. First of all, in the corporate world, there's this department called finance that love when money is coming in, but when money is about to go out, that's when you see a different
in
that department. So a lot of goodwill. To have cross-functional teams working together, you need a lot of goodwill. You need to have a common goal, right?
Yeah.
Not only a common goal, but also the enthusiasm to work towards that common goal.
Awesome. There are teams just coming in, or leagues. How can you advise them on, how to start developing their marketing and branding strategies? Just the basics.
Just the basics.
Yeah.
Ensure you're on social media, number one. Ensure you're on social media. Number two, ensure you start to grow a fan base. When you're going for your games, ask a player to come with either +1, whether it's
Yeah.
parents. Ensure that you always bring them with you to the games or to the training sessions. Have somebody taking videos and photos of. This will really help, because you can go and tell a marketing person, marketing lead, brand manager, brand custodian, whatever. And go and tell them that, hey, I want you to sponsor this. I have this good product. They need to see it. Remember, maybe this brand custodian or marketing lead has never heard about rugby and doesn't know what rugby is about, right?
Yeah.
But you're there trying to send rugby or basketball to them. So you need to make them have a visual, make them see that it's not only 10 people, 10 grown men or 10 grown women running around 4 nights chasing an orange ball. They need to see, why should I put money here? So when they see people outside the 4 lines, then they understand, okay, I can sell my brand not only to these 10 people, but also the people outside the 4 lines.
Yeah. What do you think of how Zetec has been able to grow in terms of specifically picking a team, their brand or fan base? Because I was in the game against Equity Ladies. Oh my God. Almost, yeah, the boxing match. We need to change the court to a ring, yeah?
Wow. Zetec University. Bless it. They're showing everybody else that sports marketing works.
Yeah.
I'm sure if today you looked at the numbers in terms of admissions, they've skyrocketed.
They have.
I don't know when. Today. I unfortunately don't know the coaches for the other disciplines. I know the coaches to the basketball sports. Coach Obi, Coach Job. You guys are doing a brilliant job. Keep at it. The fact that they can be able to get, I don't want to call them kids. Young guys. Give them a sponsorship, or a scholarship, a scholarship, and teach them this beautiful game that we all love, right? And teach the display. Whatever happened the other day, I know is not a representation of Equity or Zetec.
Yes.
Sometimes in basketball, it's emotional sport. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
There were no punches that were thrown. People were just thrown here. I saw a certain referee pulling someone. Push and shout. No punches were thrown. But
restarting the vehicle.
You have to jump start it.
Yeah.
But all in all, what Zetec has been able to do with sports is beautiful. What Riara were able to do with sports was awesome. Yeah. What Strathmore is doing today in sports, what USI is doing today in sports is beautiful. And I'm sure they can, if you look at the numbers in terms of what they spend versus what they get, I'm sure there's a proper ROI there. That's why they keep doing it
consistently. Yeah, there is the aspect of storytelling and documentaries in sports marketing and branding. How can teams and leagues use this to connect with fans and the emotional levels? Yeah.
So anytime you want to sell something to somebody, I think this is the little sales I remember. You need to appeal to the emotions. So once you get the emotive side, you've scored, right? You can sell anything to them. So if you have a good storyline, right? If you've curated a proper storyline, it becomes easier for you to sell that to anyone. So bring it back to the aspect of the sports discipline. if clubs plan and curate or create a proper storyline about their brand, their journey, document some of the games that they go to, not some, all of the games. Today, smartphones.
Yeah.
Today,
No.
and I've actually also sold smartphones. So
Yeah.
you get a phone worth 10,000 bob or 9,000, 5,000 bob that has a proper camera.
Yeah.
In fact, those cameras will even make me look like a light skin.
Yeah.
Use those, record these games.
Yes.
When you have a storyline and you can clearly demonstrate the journey that you as a club, a team, a brand have been able to go through, it becomes easier to sell that product.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it comes packaged.
So how do you get to balance the need of authenticity with the commercial imperatives of sports marketing and branding?
So,
How do you get to balance the need of authenticity with the commercial imperatives of sports marketing and branding, especially now when you're dealing with when it comes to sponsored content and advertising?
Okay. Authenticity. We have to remain authentic or true to the game. More often than not, I remember when one of these Pan-African media houses was sponsoring the link. I'm not going to mention the name. But you get producers coming to tell you, oh, don't cuss, oh, don't speak in Swahili, try and speak in English. No, that's not us. We all know basketball. We didn't invent basketball. Basketball came from the West.
Yeah.
Idea. And there's a lot of cussing. I know it's, don't tell somebody don't cuss. You as a producer, bleep it when they cuss. And it's possible.
It's possible.
There's usually a 8-second or 5-second delay.
Yeah.
On live, on anything live.
Anything live, yeah.
So let's keep that authenticity or remain true to the game, whether it's basketball, soccer, or football, or rugby. And in terms of visibility, there's something that we get wrong in basketball. Equity will be playing, and I'm not seeing any banner. The only branding I'm seeing is on their jersey.
Jerseys, yeah.
And that's how, right? I'm not saying you're doing a bad job, Equity. Those guys are doing a brilliant job. However, if I get into Nyayo or
there should be
or the venues where we play our games, there should be some form of visibility. Banner, court sign, banners, those things are cheap, but they go a long way, because tomorrow a journalist is going to pop in with a camera.
Yeah.
If they're shooting, let's say, James Bond, what should be the background? You understand?
Yeah.
It's small things that you sacrifice, do that go along. I know it doesn't for Equity. That's why I'm using Equity.
Yeah.
Equity doesn't need a banner.
A banner.
it's the biggest, if not one of the biggest, the 3 biggest banks in Kenya.
Yeah.
Right, or even East Africa. But the other small brands, the other small teams that have some form of sponsorship, bring your banner. You're only going to display it for 40 minutes, right? Let's say an hour.
Yeah.
But it goes a long way.
It goes a long way. Let them also, if it's a home game, let people have that home feel of I'm getting into I'm getting into Cabras rugby.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you a story. I check into Cabras, and guys are coming into the games home, but it doesn't feel like it's home. You see white, black, blue, purple, green, yellow, all these things. And we're playing against a team that is probably, let's say, Queens before they started going down.
Yeah.
Or Homeboys. You need to intimidate them. Use the 6th. Is it the 6th man? Or because if you say a 6th man, that's a sub. But use your fans. So what I used to do is I'd brand my fans. Ensure they're all in yellow. right?
Yeah.
So even if you're now playing for Homeboys, if you look up like this, you see
Yellow.
side, you see yellow, this side, you see yellow in front of you.
Psychologically, yeah.
Psychologically, and let's make it an experience.
Yes, yes.
More often than not, most fans don't come for the
Game.
Unfortunately, that's the truth.
Yeah.
If a fan is in Nyayo, they've not come to watch the game. They've come for the experience. So give them an experience. Have some music, have some food, have some drinks, hide on your abondo. Give them an experience that, when they go back and it's a whole week, they're looking forward
to the next
weekend.
Yes, yes.
And that's how you grow. That's how you grow a fan base. Because ideally, what a lot of teams and clubs are doing right now, they are thinking about the fanatics, the crazy fanatics, the ones who are going to come, whether it's a training session there.
Yeah.
They're not looking at the person who doesn't understand basketball, the person who doesn't understand that if you go 4 steps, it's travel. Then
yeah. And that's it. Yeah, speaking of fans, if you can just give us more on fans, what are some of the ways in which leagues and sports teams can create meaningful connections with their fans? You mentioned maybe one, if I'm right, I'm not a sport marketing guy, the branding with them with T-shirts and all that. You talked about engagement or engaging the fans when you said you let your players come and, there's that connection, upload them. Yeah, so are there any that...
I think, they're quite a number. First of all, make it a club experience. It's, most teams in Kenya call themselves clubs, but are they really clubs? Right? What's a club? I can't come and hang out.
Yeah.
Right? Your players are training, they're playing, and I'm here maybe at the restaurant, at the bar, having a drink, having food with my kids. I can come and see T-shirts of former players. I can come and buy merchandise from that club.
Yeah.
So we need to do a lot in terms of engaging them in this sense. We could have a day when they come and meet and greet the players. Especially for the young generation who are looking up to these players.
Yeah.
We need to find a way of engaging these kids this fan base by, always branding them, giving them. We sell merchandise to them, yes, at an affordable price. Also ensure you have giveaways. When you go on social media, ask them, okay, so Joe Koech, what position does he play for Blazers? Right? Yeah. How many free throws was he? If you answer this, I'll give you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Branded Blazers.
Yeah.
It's some of the ways to engage these fans, and then you feel,
appreciated. Yeah.
Trust you, me, then always follow you, whatever.
So there are key trends in sports marketing and branding that are currently paying attention to, and how do you think they will impact the industry? What are some of those key trends?
One of the key trends that I've seen happen in the sports world today is academies are mushroom.
Yeah.
You're seeing academies coming up all over the places, in the estates, in posh places, in your not so posh places, and this, like we're discussing before, I think this is going to really grow the sports field in Kenya, or the sports disciplines in Kenya. So if it's soccer, or if you may football, if it's basketball, if it's rugby, if it's athletics, volleyball, all this, you name it, rally. When we have academies, number one, we are training these kids. Them I would call kids. You're training these kids, the basics. You're inculcating good ethos in them at a younger age, in terms of discipline, in terms of, teamwork and whatnot. Obedience, right? Listening to the coach, or the coaches. The one thing that I love that is not amplified, and I don't know if I need to, is the fact that these people, these agencies that are running the academies, or these teams or clubs, have an opportunity to sell these what do I call them? Kids abroad, right?
I think someone is doing that.
Yes,
I
exactly.
I want to mention.
Let's not mention them, but you see they're doing it.
Yes, yes.
And you can imagine the amount of money that they're making.
Yes,
You
yes.
can imagine how beautiful, if I can say that, they're gonna change this kid's life, their family's life.
Yeah.
And imagine if that goes. It's starting to pick up, and we're seeing more and more academies coming up.
Yeah.
I just hope that they have a proper, well thought out plan.
Very true, very true. And how do you measure the ROI, return of investments, for sports marketing and branding initiatives? And what are some of those metrics that are used to evaluate successes?
That's a bit technical.
Yeah.
So ROI is calculated by so some of the metrics you do is when you're doing a campaign, or when you're curating a plan or an activity for the sports marketing, you're ideally looking at how many people, how many fans you want to recruit, how many you want to probably convert to your brand, how many games are you going to attend, are you in the league, how many PR mentions,
Yeah.
what's your availability, not availability, but what's your presence in the social or the digital media brand platforms. What's are you guys being taught? What's the talkability of your club or your campaign?
Yeah.
Right. Those are some of the matrices you can use to measure ROI. Unless now you want it to have a direct impact in terms of sales, which is hard.
Yeah, yeah. There's a team that I've had you've not mentioned in all of this talk. And now I can measure the ROI and matrices. I'll let you know after the interview. Seems your team mkona kazi sana. Can you discuss some of the challenges or opportunities of marketing and branding niche in sports, and how these sports can grow their audience and to appeal to new fans? Let's say you have an existing fan base. Yeah. How do you grow it to the next level?
Okay.
How does Cabras take it to the next level?
I'm not the marketing lead for Cabras.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking it. I'm just taking it as an example. Or how does CB?
Okay. CB are doing a great job.
Yeah.
You guys lost.
It is well. We are coming back for you.
What? You need another 5 years, bro.
Are you sure?
5 years. Because there's a line that you need to change.
Oh.
there's let's not mention.
Yes.
Let's not mention, because these guys are our pants.
Yeah.
So there's a line that you need to change.
Yeah.
When you change it, it will take 5 years. This is why KCP rugby was according to me, was really successful for the past 4, 5, 6 years. And what they were doing better than Canberra Sugar. They had a team of, was it 24 or whatever, I don't know what's the number, players that they stuck together. They've been playing together for 5 years. Do you know what that does to a team? Right?
Yeah.
You can actually close your eyes and know that Jermaine is going to do that side and throw the ball there, and it will go to Jermaine.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that and give to KCB. They kept their core together. Their team. And you could see it even when they got onto the field. They were playing for each other. They had a good mix of young players and old players. Let me say senior, not
senior.
Monday, not old.
Senior.
Senior players who would guide these young people.
Yeah.
Then they had a way of, and I think this also just happens to be good luck for rugby teams, because they have it's called an ESS team.
Yes.
Right? And the Kenya Cup team. So they had a way of bringing up these young players.
Yeah.
Up into the fold for senior players, and as the senior players, transition out of the game, right? So that's one thing that KCD was doing better. And unfortunately, Kapra Sugar learned that, and
And now
Now we are here.
Now, for a short time.
We are here for 5 years minimum.
Let's wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, I support CB, you support Cabras, I support Miami, you support Celtics.
Yes.
Aye, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Oh, we play for the same basketball team.
Yes, sir. We play for the same basketball team, viewers.
Yes.
Yeah, so in your experience, what are some of the common mistakes, that sports teams and leagues make when it comes to marketing and branding? And how can they avoid some of this just common? I think one is kienyeji.
Yes. He's strategic, be professional.
Yes.
In all your undertaking, your sports campaigns, or if it's a club.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, stop ignoring these small, small things that you need to do, because probably they don't make sense to you. Make sure visibility of your brand or your sponsor is top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure that on digital media you guys are present and the presence is not questioned. Ensure that so if you're being sponsored by a certain corporate, ensure that you always upholding their brand guidelines. Ensure that you have a fan base. Ensure that you're engaged, because this corporate is not interested in your players. They're interested in the fan base.
In the fan base, yeah.
That's where they want to sell their product.
Yep.
Yes, you're also a customer, but they're paying already. But they're not paying the fans.
They're not paying the
They
fans.
want the fans' money. So give it to them.
Yeah. So we talked about technology and things like TikTok coming up. How is technology changing the landscape of sports marketing and branding, and what are these new opportunities that teams and leagues can leverage on?
Can I use an example of our big brother, the USA?
Yes, go ahead.
LeBron James.
Yes.
One of the biggest sports personalities in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to talk about LeBron James. I'm going to talk about his son.
Yes, Bronny.
James.
Yes.
The dude is barely, I think he's what, 16?
16.
Or 17?
Yeah.
And he's already worth $5 million US.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As it's not okay. He doesn't have that money, but he's worth
that.
Right? That's crazy. And how were we introduced to Bronny James? Through social media.
Yeah.
You could see reels on YouTube. You could see his videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You could see his videos on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
He started by dancing a lot on the videos, then transitioned into showing what he's doing on the court, showing when he's training with the father and the young brother.
Yeah,
right?
Who's coming up?
Exactly. Right. So, and all this was social media.
Mm-hmm.
It was YouTube. It was Twitter. It was TikTok. Recently, it was IG.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If today you look at his IG, I think he has about 5 or 3 million followers, or even more.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only 16.
16.
Right.
Barely getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people know. I mean, what's the biggest export for US of A? It's entertainment. So they understand that through entertainment, I'm going to make money. Right?
Yeah.
So IG is paying Bronny James, maybe the father, on content that Bronny James is putting on his IG. Right?
Yeah.
So those are things that can happen here again.
True that.
We should take advantage of it. I mean, it's not rocket
science. Yeah.
We're not saying we're going to come to Osoita, go to a room, sit down, bang your head, to come up with a strategy. No. We're saying go to Osoita, sit down with a pen and paper, write down a plan. This is what I want to do. I want to take 6 videos through this season of my club playing. I want to do 12 posters of when my club is playing. I want to do meet and greet of my team with the fan base. And I'm going to amplify this on Facebook, IG, Twitter, YouTube, videos, and TikTok for the videos. That's all we say.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's simple. and it's strategic how, LeBron is doing it. There's a statement he made is it on Twitter? I can't remember, just recently, when he said, Bronny is playing even better than some of the existing NBA players. That guy is very strategic, man.
And unfortunately, from what I see, it's actually
true. The Rosen was asked the same. He said, "Man, it's the truth.
It is the truth." But you see, there's something that I've always said, and a lot of people who are in basketball will tell you. Anybody who's in the NBA will give you buckets. If today you were told to guard somebody who never plays, but is on that bench, that guy is going to touch you.
Very true.
They will poke you properly.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at Diego. When Kenya was playing, is it Senegal?
Yes.
Did you see how he cooked it? Properly.
Yeah.
He rarely plays.
He rarely plays. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what Bronny does is, when you can't see that DM or whoever, the sub players, their own players,
yeah,
when you can't see them playing, you're seeing Bronny playing his college games. Actually, it's not even college.
High school games.
He's playing his high school games,
yeah,
and they're in your face. That's the power of social media.
True that.
It's made us think that Bronny can play better than NBA. Yes, when he gets to that age. Because remember also, age plays a huge factor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Social media has made us to believe Bronny deserves to be in the
NBA.
But it resets.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Finally, what are some of your hopes, goals for the future of sports marketing or branding, and how do you see yourself contributing to this field in the years to come?
So my ask,
yes,
is that a lot of more marketing managers, a lot of more heads of marketing, brand custodians, marketing leads, you name them, pick up sports teams and try and work with them, partner with them. It doesn't have to be basketball. It can be any discipline that resonates with your company's goals, whatever marketing plans or goals that you have. But pick some of these clubs and try and sponsor them. You will get return of your investment. That one I can guarantee you. And especially the upcoming brands. You're a new entrant in Kenya. Rush to KRU and ask for what club can I sponsor.
Yeah,
right? They're gonna give you that. They're gonna give you that brand push, brand awareness push. To the clubs, package your product, package yourselves better and professional. How creative are you to a brand manager or to a brand custodian or to a head of marketing or to even a company? Can I splash? Am I going to tell you I'm going to give you 100 million or 20,000 bob? You choose.
On to the quickfire segment.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Your best sports documentary.
I goes in and say, The Last Dance.
I saw it coming. Best sports athlete.
Current.
Best sports athlete.
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
The GOAT.
That's it.
The end.
In Kenya, anyone?
In Kenya, I loved what...
Don't think about it.
Peter Kiganya.
Peter Kiganya.
In his time. That guy was a star. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I remember he used to play for... Am I allowed to name brands? He used to play
for you can.
Storms.
Yeah.
Stormers, I can't remember. This guy would come to the gym and people are like... First of all, he rocks up into the game with yellow sneakers, takes a timeout. So the coach takes a timeout and goes into the changing room, those fun changing rooms.
Yeah.
Comes back, he has purple kicks. Before the game ends, he's wearing purple and maybe blue has green or yellow.
What?
That's back in the day. That guy was a true star.
He understood it that early.
he understood the assignment that time.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Best recovery method or equipment you use
Wow.
for recovery?
It's been a minute, but when I used to do it,
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of icing.
Mhm.
And you see me after the game, I'm icing my ankles and I icing my knees.
Yeah.
Then probably take a very cold shower.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd ice my knees and my ankles.
Mhm.
That's what was annoying.
Umesema Nomatec mmekataa
Nomatec,
kabisa, eh?
Now that I'm older
Yes.
and I can afford to pay for Nomatec, there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
Now that I can afford, and it's not expensive, but you see, I'm thinking I was in college, I can't go and ask my mom. Nilicheza sana. He's going to look at me. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
Right? So, but now, I mean, Nomatec, guys, try Nomatec.
Yeah.
It's quite dope. I remember this guy who did, I think, I don't know, from Rift Valley all the way to Mombasa.
Yes. Joseph. Yeah. No, I didn't expect it.
I follow him.
Joseph Moore, I think,
Yes.
is his name, and he's we call him Lion James. We call him Lion James. Yeah,
There you go.
from Kisumu to Mombasa.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, I'm just thinking running from Kisumu. I don't know where he ran from, but I'm just thinking from the CBD. Before you get to Nyamasaria, you're done.
You're done.
It doesn't matter if you're a sports guy or what, you're done.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So if he could actually do that and use Nomatec when he's doing his recovery,
Yeah.
then jump back onto the road.
Yeah.
I need to come and try that.
Come try it. Recently, he ran. What's this race? I forgot about the name. Aye. But he was the top guy. He's the top guy in. It was a charitable race. I've forgotten. They were trying to raise funds for something, and he was able to be number 12 in the world globally. It was a global race.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yes. It was courtesy of Red Bull. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'll remember the name. I'll let you know.
You'll probably put it down in the comments.
Yes, sir, for sure. Brother,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure, man.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to other great things together.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir. Viewers, as we always say here at Wima Sports, see you next time. We are at Osoita Lodge, indeed, where guests become family, and the family is growing. Don't stay behind. Come and grow with us as we grow. Also, stay tuned and be part of the ongoing giveaway. I know, times are hard, and you have a chance now to bring your +1 for a date here at Osoita Lodge, indeed, if you participate. To participate, just go watch the latest video we put up on YouTube. That is just discovering Osoita Lodge. Listen keenly on what the chef says and what type of cuisines does he mention. That's the answer. Put it down there. Get the highest likes, and you win yourself and your +1 dinner at Osoita Lodge. Indeed, where guests become family. Until next time, viewers, it's your host, Jermaine Odhiambo, signing out. See you.